right? So
Exactly.
try with the English that you have, manca. I will call you manca because I don't know your name. The English that you have, try to say the things like the way I'm gonna do it because I don't really have some vocabulary about some pictures that are there, but I will try.
Yeah.
That's the main idea.
All right. So just to
Okay, so
confirm that that Manka is still there. Hello, Manka. Are you still listening? Right?
yeah, I was talking and I don't know if she's there.
Yeah. By the way, what's your name? This is my name.
Yes, I'm listening.
It's mine. You can call
Okay,
me like Iman. Okay.
Ima.
Yes. Like, you can type your nickname so that it would be clear and more like friendly.
Yeah. You cannot call the person Manca. My name is Iris, so you can call me Iris. That's my name.
Iris or Iris.
It's well in Spanish it's Iris. In English it's Iris.
It's like Irlandian people like something Irish. Yeah. Okay.
Kind of
Never mind.
it's Irish.
Iris.
Yes, it's
Yeah. It's
Irish.
yeah.
Yes,
I love to say like Irish.
Irish.
Yeah. You can say like an
Maybe
English name Irish, right?
Irish. Yes.
But
Okay, so yeah.
for Spanish people, they would call you Irish. Okay. All right.
Yes.
Let's get started to the topic. By the way, yeah.
All
So
right.
from this picture, um, we can talk about like in order. For example, from school, telephone, and etc. etc. Right? According to what appeared there, it's like school for the first, right? So yeah. Who's gonna be the first? Like, Iris, you want to talk about
Maybe
like
you.
school?
Maybe you are the
Okay.
instructor.
No. Yeah. Okay. So me, I'm a student in university. Um, University and school, like different, right? So I think in university it's more casual, but it has like the students there have a big task sometimes at university. But at the school, like in high school, I can compare between like university and school. At the school, it's just like a light. I could say like a light, not very heavy task that the teacher give like assignment, but it's more frequently rather than at university. Okay, I think you know what I mean. That's why,
Yeah, maybe.
yeah, that's why I think it's a kind of how do I say, if I can compare between which one is more difficult, being at school or being at the university, I think it's a kind of same. At the university, the task from this from at the university, the task from the lecture is not very frequently the lecturer give to us. But once you have the task or assignment from the lecturer, then it's a heavy task. It's a big task. But then at the school, frequently, but it's just a light task, not very hard to do the task. That's why I think that's a little explanation about that. I'm not a student,
Perfect.
by the way. Yeah.
Yes, good, good, good. Okay, so, what can I tell you about school? Well, I don't know the name, but Manka or once the picture again, he doesn't have it.
Yeah, Manka, are you? Did you go to the university or did you go to the high school? By the way.
I'm attending high school.
You went to high school.
I'm attending high school.
Oh, you're in.
I started high school.
Oh, that's cool. Now, at the moment, you are at school. I mean, like you are studying at school.
Yeah.
Okay, so what grade are you?
Again, can you repeat it?
What grade? Grade, class.
Yeah. Yeah. Class 9.
Nine?
Yeah.
Ninth grade? Oh, that's cool. So you are the senior at the school, right?
Yes.
Yes. So, pardon. By the way, nine is the senior at your school, or 12 as you know that maybe some school system several countries different, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're only like secondary school. They have like only 3 grades in my system at school system, and then 11 it belongs to a high school. So at the secondary only 3 years, and then high school 3 years also. So they're like 12 years school. Like for elementary school we have 1 until 6 grades, and then secondary we have 3 years, and then high school we have also 3 years.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
It's kind of different, right? Like you said, in every country we have a different school system, and yeah, I was yesterday I was talking with a guy who's studying, well, who is from Poland, and he was saying to me that he, in order to be a doctor, he has just to study 4 years. Imagine, and here you need to study 8 years, so it's the double of it. So every country has like their own school system.
Oh, it's like a short comparing to like another country. They have at least 12 years to study
Mm,
from, yeah.
I,
Yeah, so that's pretty
I,
cool.
yes. Okay, so maybe I'm gonna talk about school. Okay, so it's my turn. So the school. I will tell you what I remember about my when I was studying in the school. I remember that I was a very lazy person,
Oh my
and I
god.
didn't used to do my homework. And my grandma used to do the homework for me. I remember that in the afternoon I just took a nap, and my grandma was like the one that was doing the homework for me. Once I entered to the university, obviously, but I'm talking when I said school, I mean when I was in elementary school, right?
Oh,
No,
elementary
when I was
school.
in high
Not
school,
high
yes,
school. Not high
elementary.
school.
No, in high school, no, no. Yeah, in high school I was still lazy. However, I was a little bit responsible. I used to do my homework, and I used to do everything, right? Like projects and everything. At the university, I try to change my mind. I try to be like more responsible. I try to be like more dedicated to my studies. So I changed completely the mind that I had. At the university, I said, okay, I'm gonna study. I'm gonna eat like I don't know how to say, but we have a saying here that you're gonna eat to what you're studying. I don't know if you understand the meaning, but it's like, okay, I will study it, I will study this, and I will eat from this, what I'm studying. I don't know if you get the idea. But if you don't get it, I will change it. I will change it. Okay, so I
Yeah.
changed my mind, and I was good. I was good. I was very
Good at university.
responsible. Yes, I was a good student at the
That's cool.
university. But no, before, no. When I was a child, or when I was when I was a teenager, no, I was a very lazy person, and I didn't want to do like my homework, and I didn't like responsibilities either.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I mean, like people sometimes do like it's their life. For example, we still in a childhood, and then turn into like teenage. So we sometimes change our mind. For example, like children, childhood, and to the teenage. So we sometimes do a lot of like something to have fun, and then when it's come to like high school, there's several students or teenage also think not really much about the future. So we just only
Mm-hmm.
having fun. So that's why. And then you found that it's important to make decision that you have to change everything, the bad habits, and trying to just
That's
going around, and then you do less something like that. It's because you know that's something in something down the road or in the future, and you have to like you more aware about the future. So that's why you
yes.
change completely. You are changed completely. So I think that's, yeah, that's good. But you know what, people like even though they are like adults and think like they too tend to think about like too childish,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's why I think that you are good. It's because you're aware about the future. So people sometimes think they like the child is, as I mentioned, right? Even they are in
Mhm.
university students.
Yes, that's right. Yes, that is right. And thank God I changed my mind, because obviously, if with that kind of life that I used to have, maybe at this point I wouldn't have finished my career. So yes, and I'm proud of myself
Everything is
because
about career.
yes. Okay, now telephone box, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so
Me?
okay, so
You?
yes, go ahead. Yes.
Yeah. Telephone box. I think it's a kind of old one because nowadays we are using cellular phone, and I remember I used to use this kind of telephone box with my mom. I was uh, I was very little at the time, and I saw the first time this kind of telephone box, but I think it's not exist anymore. So we have to like put some coins inside, like pennies, and
Mm-hmm.
then we can make a call to another people. So
That's right.
I remember that I'm so miss that moment, uh, when telephone cellular hasn't exist yet. So how people like struggle to call their family, only using this kind of telephone box, because people that had like telephone at the time, I mean like old phone at the time, they were considered as like a rich people. So that's why people who have this at the time are considered as a rich person. Yeah.
Yes, I know. I mean, when I was listening to you, I thought that you were talking about my culture because the same happens here, right? People who used to have telephone at home, or yes, telephone at home, they were like the rich ones, right? And we didn't have telephones, so we were like the poor ones, right? I remember that I used to make calls every time that I was gonna come late, and I was really worried at the time. I didn't have a cell phone, so I was really worried about my grandma is scolding me. So I used to call her through those telephone
Uh-huh.
boxes. But now they don't exist anymore. I see just the posts where they were like there, right? But I don't see they don't exist anymore. So it's sad, but at the same time, I think that it is good because we can communicate through cell phones now, and it's easier for us. We don't have to be looking for a telephone box outside our houses to make a call, or if we are in a different place, we don't have to look for a box in order to make a call. So it's good. At the same time, it's kind of sad, but still, we have more advantages to have cell phones
Exactly. So I
with
think,
us.
yeah, we have memory about it,
That's
especially
right.
when we are like it's such a precious stuff, the telephone box at that time. So yeah, because that was my first time with my mom, I saw people that making call using this. So I just surprised. Oh, there's tools that we can use for calling people like outside the outside the city.
Mhm.
Yeah, to be honest, that I was living in countryside, so something like this was very
Ah,
very rare.
okay, yes, yes, I got it. So you didn't have like a lot of opportunities to get like a phone at home, right? Because you lived in
Yeah,
the countryside, yes.
yeah.
And right now, are you still living in the countryside, or no?
No, no,
You
no.
already moved to the city?
I moved to the city. I moved to the city, but
Okay,
still in the
nice.
same province or state,
Sorry?
in the same province.
Ah, okay, got it,
Yeah.
got it.
Okay. But I just moved the city because I'd like to have more like different atmosphere, and
Wow.
also being like people from the city. I think it's more comfortable. Yeah, I'm not saying that it's bad being like in the countryside. Sometimes we go to the countryside to have the good airs and the good nature.
Yes, that's right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes, to be in contact with the nature, but just because of that, I mean, it's not because we want to live there, because life there is harder than life in the city, I think. You have to get up really early in the morning, and you have to go to the fields if you have crops or you need to harvest something. So it's kind of difficult the life in the countryside. That is what is my perception. I have never lived in the countryside, and I wouldn't like to. No,
Yeah.
I'm happy here in the city.
You know what? It
Really.
depends. It sometimes depends. People say that being in the countryside is not good, but people, you know what? People like live in for their whole time, whole. I mean, for the whole years they've been in city. They also like miss being at the countryside, and also sometimes people from the city come to the countryside to have the beautiful scenery, beautiful nature, forests
That's
especially.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, very good. Next one.
Yep. Let's go.
Crossroads. Okay, talk about that so you can give me ideas what to talk about.
Crossroad. I mean, like you
Crossroads.
can see. I think when you see the picture, you will understand like something like
Yeah.
that. Like uh, two roads that crossing each other, something like that, or
Oh.
intersection. I think another way to say like.
Mhm.
So you know this picture I just got from the internet, right? It's randomly I take
Yes, I
one of
know.
them. Yeah. So you know. So it's
What I
this.
can tell you about that is that when I was learning how to drive, I don't used to follow like the crossroads. I used to move from one line to another line because I was learning and I was nervous. So I used to do that. So I didn't follow like the lines that we have, right? So it was kind of difficult because the cars that were behind me, they were like honking the horn, and they were like, hurry up, and I was like, oh my goodness,
Exactly. You
or
are like
move
intense.
to your line, because I was like moving from one side to another one. So that's what I can tell you. That's the first thing that came to my mind when I saw that, when I
Oh
was
my
learning how to
goodness.
do like
So
that.
you're not very
Yes,
good at the time in driving a car. You were
at the time, yes.
using car or motorcycle?
Sorry?
Did you use car or motorcycle?
No, car,
Oh,
yes,
car. So
car, yes,
that's why people like
yes.
behind you and they just try to push you. Come on. Like,
Yes, and that makes you feel even worse. I mean, if you're really nervous, that makes you feel even worse, like more nervous. So, and you don't concentrate, and you can have like an accident because of them. They are really impatient. They
yeah,
are really impatient.
you're like in intense. People like
Oh,
pushing you. So that's why.
oh,
And then
I
you
hate
don't
that.
know
I
what
hate
to do. You don't know what to do. What is wrong with you at the time? So what should I take? What should where should I drive the car exactly? Because you don't know what to do. You are in a big pressure at the time. So sometimes it happened
Yes.
to me also. But a lot of women they have the same circumstance when they are in a big pressure and then they cannot
Mm.
think properly, clearly.
That's right. And even it's worse, you feel like the pressure and you make more mistakes. It's like, okay, so I know that I have this problem, I know this, and I have to act really fast. So I will act really fast, but at the time that I'm acting really fast, I'm making a lot of mistakes, even worse. I think that it's even worse. So I don't like that because
It's
of
just like
that. They,
you
yeah.
added up a new mistake. So you're getting worse and worse. You don't know
I'm
what
really,
to do. You didn't know what to do.
but men are different. They think like, okay, they are really. I mean, I'm not saying that all the men are like that, but they can think clearly what to do. And women know. We are like, okay, I'm nervous. I don't know what to do, or I have to do this, and I will do it, but I will do it wrong. And
Yeah.
actually, I'm doing it wrong. I don't know if it is wrongly, I think.
Yeah, it depends. It
Wrong.
depends. Sometimes even though it's a man, sometimes they also make mistake. It's because they
Yes, I
also
know.
can't stand at the big pressure. And even though sometimes they know, like me, sometimes I know what to do. I know what to do. What should I take? Which road should I take? But
Uh-huh.
then if I'm in like a pressure, tension, so I would do something like make a wrong decision like I think it depends on the people. This is not guaranteed that like men it can be right all the time, even though in a tension
Yes.
situation.
But society thinks that women cannot drive, but I have seen that most of the time the ones that are like that have a lot of accidents are men, are no women. So that's why I don't agree with that saying that women cannot drive. That's not true. I mean, men cannot drive either. Both, both are very bad.
Yeah,
I
you know
think.
what? It's like a very people here in Indonesia especially make memes about how mothers driving a motorcycle in Indonesia, and then they yeah they turn the light, for example, to go to turn right, but they turn the light to the left. So that is why that's that's sometimes
Okay.
we see in
Oh
Indonesia.
my goodness.
So
But
we
that is
know. So we
true.
have to be careful. For example, if I am behind the driver, but that's a mother sometimes, a mother.
Mm-hmm.
So like elderly a mother, and so I
Okay.
have to be careful because I know they would make mistake in my thought. In my thought, I would think that they sometimes make mistakes. So I have to be careful. I don't want to be like, like
You have to be careful twice when, when someone is driving, right? Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
after
Nice.
make and then after, so for example, they make something wrong, and then they yell at people. It's
Yes. That's yes.
so
That is right. They make a mistake and they yell too.
sometimes people who
It should
are
be all the way around. It should be all the way around. But yes, when I'm kind of angry or when people make mistakes, but like very heavily, like oh my goodness, I could have an accident because of this person. What I do is to honk the horn, honk the horn. So
yeah.
that's what I do, and I make like face like, oh my goodness, didn't you see me or? But no, I
That's
shouldn't be like that because you don't know if you can find a crazy person driving the car, and something bad can
yeah,
happen.
exactly. But sometimes people consider like beeping too much, like and then it's considered as impolite to people.
No,
So
but here in El Salvador, we don't think about that. We just think about honking the horn, and even we have a way. I don't know if Indonesia has a way to honk the horn in a way that you are insulting the people. Do you have that?
yeah, but like not all, but for me myself, in my perspective, that it's impolite, right?
Yes, it is. Yes,
Yeah,
it is. But when you are angry, you don't care about politeness.
yeah.
You don't care. Yes, when you are angry, you don't care about
In a
politeness.
traffic jam,
Yes.
sometimes traffic jam, they know that it's a
Uh,
traffic jam, but the
yes.
the
No,
traffic
yes.
is very bad, but
No, oops.
they keep doing
Yes,
something like that.
I hate that. I hate that. I mean, common sense. You have to use your common sense. If there is a traffic jam, even if you are honking the horn, the cars are not gonna move because there is a traffic jam. So that doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But
that's right.
okay, so let's move to the next one.
Okay.
I like this game.
Oh, well, one moment.
Yes.
But also in an intersection or this crossroad, we sometimes have like a traffic light. A lot of case traffic light is everywhere in the. Okay.
That is true. Yes, that is true. Okay, car park.
Car
That's
park.
the next one. What I can tell you about that is that I'm very good at parking backwards.
Oh,
Okay?
really?
Yes, I'm very good at that. I cannot park the car like I don't know how to say that, but it's not the opposite of what backwards. What's the opposite?
Opposite of what?
Forward. Forward. I will look for that, but yes, I cannot park the car in that position. It's difficult for me, but backwards, I am very good at that because I have the two mirrors and I can see the lines and I can park my car very well there. But when I'm trying to park the car forward, I will say that because I don't know, but you understand. Later on, I will look for the word.
Yeah.
So it's difficult for me to see the lines. I don't have any mirror and I don't know the front part of the car. I don't know where it is, so it's difficult for me. And every time that I park the car forward, it's like very bad. I mean, I cannot park it like very well. So
Yeah,
yeah, I
honestly,
think
I
that's
honestly say that I can't drive a car. I don't have license,
ah,
and
okay.
yeah, it's because I don't have any car. And yeah, my family also. So we only have like motorcycle. Almost all of us, the member of the family,
Okay.
has its own motorcycle. So
Um,
in Indonesia, it's very popular. People, family, only have car. So yeah, we love being like in a motorcycle, or riding a bike, riding a motorcycle. Me too. I love yeah, riding a motorcycle a lot of time.
is it
But
automatic or not?
um,
It,
yeah.
is
It's
it
an
automatic?
automatic, and yeah, I have
Okay.
also one automatic motorcycle.
Okay.
Yeah. Um.
Uh,
Yeah. So
no,
people
we have
think
four
that, for
people.
example, I have a friend from another country.
Uh,
They think that everybody here like wonder. He was wondering why people here love to use motorcycle, and I
mhm.
know it's because maybe people here cannot afford a car.
Oh, so it's difficult to afford a car there.
Actually,
So it's
it depends.
expensive.
It depends on your financial.
Okay, got
Yeah.
it. No, but here, imagine people is poor. People are poor. Sorry, not all the people, right? But most of them are poor. But still, they can afford a very old car. When I say old, I mean from from the 80s, from the 70s. So they are really old. So they can afford a very old car.
Oh yeah, it's because like the seller of the car, like an old car. I think it's very less here, very less,
Mm-hmm.
and it's because
Okay.
people here just love to ride a motorcycle. Like yeah,
Mm. Okay. Mm.
and here people like their personal vehicle, and we
Uh,
here like very rare to use the public transportation.
mhm.
We tend to use our personal cars and motorcycle.
Motorcycles too.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. So we have more people here.
Okay. You can welcome
Ima, Mr. Ima, right?
Hello.
Iman.
Hi, Ima. Okay, Ima.
Iman, call me
We
Iman.
have Ima. Okay.
It's just
Ima,
like a very
we have
formal. It's just a very formal.
yes.
Yeah.
Hello,
Hello.
Kumar.
Yeah, I think,
Okay.
yeah, very long ago, I think, I remember seeing your picture.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like maybe, I think a month ago, I guess,
Oh.
maybe like I was in your room and I remember talking to you.
Or
Uh-huh.
so
So where are you from?
um, me, I'm from Indonesia. I'm from Indonesia. My name is Iman.
Okay, and how about Iris?
I'm from El Salvador. El Salvador.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So you're Latino.
I am Latina.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So you speak Spanish then?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, like when I joined, like you like translation in your country.
You are breaking up, Kumar. Kumar.
Sorry.
Uh-huh.
I,
I just said, yeah, I just said, like when I joined, you guys were talking about the transportation in the place.
what?
Ima,
Sorry.
why don't you explain to the activity to the guys that just came in so they know what we're doing?
Oh, I mean, like, yeah, that's. I'm gonna tell you about that. About I will send again the picture, right? But I didn't catch you guys very well because maybe it's because the connection problem. I think so.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I will send again the picture. Wait a second. Who's there? Redoy and Kumar. Okay. Sometimes my computer is lagging, so that's why it takes longer. Come on, picture. Okay. Okay, I have sent it. Okay. Do you guys see that? For the newcomers?
Yeah, yeah, it's like something, something like related to a city, maybe you know
Yeah, things
how
in the
grand your
city.
city is.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
So now we have talked about like school, telephone box, uh, crossroads, and now at the moment we are talking about car park. So it's because you guys are late, so that's why you miss for like three words.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, maybe it's your turn. By the way, for the newcomer, like Bredoy, your name Bredoy, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
and also Kumar. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. Okay, Kumar, it's your turn. It's your turn to talk
Uh-huh.
about car park. Anything related to car park. Maybe you are good in parking or whatever.
Since I'm from India, we have like so much automobiles here. Maybe like we are the first country, I think, like to have more number of automobiles. So yeah, so most majority of the population like they use bikes. But yeah, at the same time, even the number of cars like that is also increasing. And the roads here, like in most of the places, like it's narrow and it's very hard. It's very tough to find a parking place, especially for a car. So I prefer to drive smaller cars here, like rather than going for a big car. And yeah, of course, I enjoy driving cars, more than bikes. I enjoy driving cars. And yeah, I do drive a car, and yeah, so I'm good at driving as well.
Yeah, of course. Like in a big city, especially, that is very crowded. So there are a lot of cars, and the traffic is very bad, and even the parking area you cannot find. So I remember that a country, but I don't know which country was it, and it's one of the government. I mean, like the government encourage their citizen to use public transportation rather than to use their personal vehicle. So they make, for example, like the parking area, the payment is higher, so people will not use their own car. And so yeah, I think, but in your reality, it's because there are a lot of people there. There are a lot of people who are using their personal cars and personal motorcycles. That's why you don't have any spaces. Yeah. So yeah, it's sometimes happened to me, but in in here in Indonesia, I think a little space. It is very rare, but our problem we are facing with the high payment for the parking area. Yeah. So you say that you prefer to ride a motorcycle than car.
No, I just said I prefer to drive a car. If I'm traveling within the city, yeah, still I'm fine with the bike. But like if I just go out, like anywhere, like maybe to a different city, you know, then I prefer car.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, because here, the highways, especially the highways, like it's very dangerous. You know, a lot of accidents happen here. So because of that, I prefer car like, whenever I'm going out of town.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So by the way, you are living in a crowded city, by the way, in a big city.
Yeah, have you heard of Bangalore? Like it's also a big city.
About what? Can you repeat?
Have you heard of the name of the city is Bangalore.
What's the city name again? I didn't catch you very well.
Ba- Bangalore.
Bangalore, I think it is a state of India.
Oh, I see.
No,
It's a kind of big
it's
city.
not a
Yeah.
state. It's a city.
Okay.
It's the same. The
Yeah,
capital.
I used to work. I used to work there, and like sometimes, like just suppose just to travel a kilometer or two, like you can end up being stuck in traffic for maybe 2 hours.
So that sometimes you have every day if you are working.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
stuck in
Like
traffic jam for 23 hours. 23 hours.
with one day. That's
Before
one
it
day.
there, like from the capital Bangladesh to my home, it was almost 200 kilometers. And all of a sudden, uh, because while each day there is a Idul Adha in time, the transport people transport the cow and goats. That's why it is sometime when the truck accidentally when there collision in road, then
Yeah.
everyone has stopped.
So
And it's
Yeah. Okay.
that makes the traffic, right? Because if you had an accident, obviously, oh, yeah, oh my goodness, that is even worse, right? Yes, when you had an accident, even it's worse.
accident.
I think it's
Sometimes
very slow to
people are
move. It's very slow to move. So that's why the accident is very less, I think. So people cannot speed up.
But
Yeah.
in our country, the drivers are not. I mean, they're not allowing the aware of the rules and regulations. They don't know about the rules, many of
Yeah, that's
because
causing. Yeah, that's causing the accident. Yeah.
a cousin was in a motorcycle accident. Then who was the driver? The driver did at the spot, and my cousin was at the back seat of the bike, and hopefully he is alive, and he has he's he's in a critical position because he has some problems still now because the bone he broke four of bones of
Oh, which part? Which part of his her bone?
the Porschuka. I mean, the they call it in science language. I think.
Oh, okay, okay. So that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. So I hope she's okay.
Yeah, I'm a beginner in English. If you don't understand me, so you can please
Yeah,
correct me or
I
tell
think
me or repeat.
I miss some words because your connection. You speak, but um, I didn't very catch you very well. So
I have some network issues also.
okay, all right. So we can go for the another topic. Okay. So by the way, we can start again from the Irish. Okay. Do you have anything to tell us about the what is this? Roundabout? How to say? How the proper pronunciation? Anybody knows what's the proper pronunciation of the roundabout?
I think that is roundabout. Roundabout. I think that you have to link the two words, right? Round and about. Roundabout.
Oh yeah,
Roundabout. I think, right? I'm not quite sure. That's right.
Yeah, even I feel the same. That you don't need to give a pause. You just have to like say both the words like in a flow.
That's what we call it blending, I think. We blend the two. I think. I'm not quite sure. Linking. One of those. Yes, roundabout.
Yeah,
Okay, so
like
what I
yeah, even I have observed like even the natives, they say in a similar manner. They don't pause. They just say roundabout.
yeah. Is it exist in your country? I mean, in your city, roundabout?
yes,
Yeah,
here in Salvador, yes, we have a lot of those things and a lot of accidents because of because of that. Yes, because people don't drive carefully. Once they want to maybe take another way, they just move really fast to the other way, and they don't put like the lights in order
Mm-hmm.
to make other people understand that they are moving to the other way. So
Oh
what I
yeah.
can tell you about the roundabout is that once I was gonna had an accident. I was going to have an accident because my sister was learning to drive a car, and she was speeding up instead of like braking, like I don't know, like stopping the car, or I don't know how to say that, but
Yeah.
she
Press
was
the
speeding up the
brake.
car,
Yeah.
pressing the brake, right? So we were about to have an accident there because of her, but she was learning how to drive the car, right? So that's what I can
Almost.
tell you
Yeah.
about.
Almost.
Yes, almost because of the roundabout.
Yeah. Yeah. Why should he like was speeding? Like
She was
she
really
knows.
nervous.
Oh, nervous.
When yes, when you are nervous, I'm teaching my another sister because I have two sisters. I'm teaching the other sister how to drive a car, and when she gets nervous, she speeds the car. She doesn't press the brake. She doesn't press the brake. She speeds the car, and I say, and I tell her, "Hey, why are you speeding the car?" And she's, "I'm nervous, and I don't know." And that happens because that happened to me too when I was learning to drive a car. That is very common. That's very common. That you
Yeah, I think
get
for people that
then
for the new learners of driving a car, so it sometimes happen to us or to them. Yeah,
yes, yes,
because you used to
yeah,
in the
that
same circumstance also.
that is right. Yes.
Paul Walker, the American actor.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Right.
it's
Maybe
because
oh,
because
this.
he was in the movie.
like
Paul Walker.
he actually died.
Oh,
Like
he,
he died
died
in a
by
car crash.
an accident, car accident.
In a car accident. That's right.
Oh,
That
Yes.
in 2013. But do you know that he has a big amount of special car? I mean, the special edition of car. He have a collection of he had. I mean,
yeah, yeah.
but his cause of death was the single car collision. I mean, um, the collision with lamppost and trees. His car collided with.
Yeah. The
Mm-hmm.
thing is that they don't. I mean, maybe he thought that he was in a movie, and that's why he speeded up. But yes.
I
Yeah,
think even though we know we are good in driving,
but
but sometimes accident it's out of our control. Yeah. So what we do is just to be careful, to be thoughtful about being like in the road. So that sometimes people like stressful and then they drive a car and all sometimes they drunk. So that's why causing people, even though they know, but sometimes our mental, our body, like not ready for driving a car. So that's the most causing people like having accident. Yeah. So like
Yeah, sometimes like you could, yeah, sometimes like
No,
even while driving,
after
like you could be
after the
experiencing the first.
of after the death of Paul Walker, they made a movie using him by VFX or graphics. Using graphics, he made the the director made the character of Paul Walker by graphics in Furious 7 movie.
yeah. So yeah, I thought it was the real him. I thought the movie was like released in a couple years ago, and then it just in 2000
But
like couple years ago, and then it's just like then it's just
Yeah,
like a
but
very very
most like
yeah. So that's pretty incredible.
was dedicated to him, and there is there is a song uh,
See you again.
dedicated to Paul Walker, the Wiz Khalifa "See You Again" the song.
Yeah. So the song and also the movie. So you say that it's in 2013, by the way. I'm not really know about
The
the.
song reached 4.7 billion views in YouTube.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's billion. No, yeah, billion. That's considered one of the most video that people watch on YouTube, right?
It viewed song is the Despacito. It is 6.9 billion.
Yeah, the first. Yeah, that's the first. Despacito. No, it's very proud people from Spain. All right, so guys, we can change our topic to the museum. Museum. How to say museum? Yep. It's in Indonesia also. We
yeah,
have the same vocabulary. I mean, the same pronunciation. Museum. Indonesia also. People here call museum. So no difference between English and Indonesia in this term. What about you guys?
Voice and your video are not matching.
Pardon?
Your lips and your video are not matching. I think.
Oh, I see. Oh my goodness. It's like a glitch, something like that. All right. Okay. Thank you, Vijay Kumar. See you around. Yeah. So, yeah, it's because maybe connection or my device is low requirement for doing like face to face. Yeah, yes, I'm planning to buy a new one, a good quality. Okay, yes. So I will turn off I think the
The camera?
the camera, I think, so that it will be great. Okay.
Yes, because sometimes you are breaking up too.
Okay, so that's why you were telling me I was breaking up.